From Sao Paulo via Luton, I better just stress that. And the other thing is Brazil haven't won the World Cup yet.
All right.
I'm sure most Brazilians will tell you that they already have won it, but yeah. I was interested to know, is there any Brazilians? Are there any Brazilians here? I feel like a bad 80s comedian there. Is there any Brazilians in the house? No. How many of you have been to Brazil? Wow, a lot. How many of you have got brands that are, have got a presence in Brazil? Okay, about 25%, 30%. I'd be interested really to see if we came back in 5 or 10 years to see how much that's changed, because obviously I think one of the big things that's happening at the moment in Brazil, one of the things that fascinates me is Brazil's kind of entering into a dialogue with the rest of the world. And I think what's really fascinating at this particular moment about Brazil is Brazilians are very much rediscovering their own country at the same time as the rest of the world is kind of discovering Brazil. What I wanted to do today was I'm going to speak for about 10 or 15 minutes, and I got 5 or 6 minutes of video speaking to some of your contemporaries in Brazil who are just going to give you a few examples of what they're doing at the moment to try and capture this moment, this special moment in Brazil's history. So, some of the things here may be of specific relevance to you. You may be interested in Brazil, you may be looking at Brazil, but hopefully there are some other things about the way marketeers work in Brazil, about how the industry works in Brazil that could be interesting and maybe things that you could learn from. Let's start just by talking a little bit about the historical context. I think what's really interesting is it's very easy to look at the map of South America and you kind of feel like it's one big landmass, and you kind of feel as though, you've landed on the shores there. But pretty quickly, as soon as you get inside there, you start to see that Brazil is in many ways unique. Brazil is very different from the Spanish-speaking side of South America. I just took this quote from, I think Oliver is a Observer journalist. He wrote this book here, and he was talking about Brazil as an island within South America. I like the quote here about, everything else is different in Brazil. How Brazilians talk, how they walk, how they make music, how they dress, how they sing, how they flirt, how they move, and how they dance, especially how they dance. Don't worry, I'm not going to give any demonstrations. But I think it's really important to understand that the historical processes of colonization have left Brazil in a very unique position, very different from the other parts of South America. The Portuguese, as the colonizers, were very liberal in terms of what happened. There was a lot less centralization than what happened in the Spanish side of South America. So in many ways, Brazil was left to kind of grow on its own, in its own sort of slow time.